Elvis is the greatest performer that ever walked this earth.
He's the king. Elvis is the king of rock and roll. That's it.
I mean, he had the looks, he had the voice, he had the moves.
Elvis Aaron Presley was born on January 8, 1935. In the next 42 years until his death, he recorded over 900 songs, sold more than 1 billion records, and influenced the careers of some of the greatest entertainers in history.
John Lennon said, without Elvis, there would be nothing.
In 30 years, will we have, some of these people that are famous today, we're going to have people walking around singing their songs? I don't think so.
While he lived, Elvis was an icon to millions of people around the world.
Women wanted to be with him, and men wanted to be like him.
Over 30 years after his passing, the King still has an incredibly loyal following.
I've seen people spend every dime that they had on Elvis trinkets and go hungry. So that's true devotion.
Whether it's branding body parts, propagating conspiracy theories,
This is the house of Elvis Presley.
or channeling his spirit,
People ask me, why do you want to be an Elvis impersonator? Well, it sucks being Steve.
these Elvis fans take their devotion to the extreme. And we got them here on Magnificent Obsessions.
Thank you very much.
Don't get all shook up. You're not seeing double or triple. These guys are called Elvis tribute artists. They basically perform songs in the style of Elvis.
Elvis tributes come in all shapes and sizes.
Normally I walk around with gray hair and a goatee and half Italian, half German. I'm 6'3", 285 pounds. I'm what you call a big Elvis.
There are big, little, old, young, and even female Elvises.
Everybody's got their niche, and it's really neat because you'll see the younger Elvis going to town, going crazy, and then you'll see the middle Elvis, then you'll see the walk-around Elvis.
I'm doing the early 70s Elvis Vegas style, one of his early times. When he was good looking, slim, and he had the moves.
I'm the 50s, young Elvis.
I'm doing the movie years.
And these guys do more than pay homage to the King. They also compete to see who's better at it.
Thank you, baby. Thank you very much. You remind me of somebody that I love.
Hey, what's happening? How you doing? Welcome to the Florida State Fair 2008.
In 2008, the festivities at the Florida State Fair were presided over by none other than the King himself.
Take me to the fair.
Or at least a whole lot of guys doing their best impersonations.
Hey everybody, inside here is where it all happens, right there. So come on in.
Are you having a good time today?
We caught up with the Elvis Extravaganza fan club at the national finals of their impersonator contest in Tampa, Florida.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, that's right. A contest to see who's king, or at least who looks, acts, and sounds most like him.
Contestants are judged in 4 categories: vocals, originality, appearance, and delivery.
The event featured over 30 guys and 1 gal curling their lips and wiggling their hips. And while there's only one Elvis, some of them did come awfully close to the real thing.
They're so good, and I can't make up my mind which one I like best.
The fans come out by the thousands for this. They can't get the live performance from Elvis any longer, and this is the way that they can get it.
Some are wonderful, some are okay, but I mean, we love them all because they love Elvis, they're keeping it alive.
Even if you're not an Elvis fan, it's the greatest entertainment I've ever seen.
Contestants come from all over the country, come to have a good time, network with each other, and really celebrate Elvis is what they're here to do. And the differences are what make it so unique and interesting.
Hello, my name is Gary Elvis.
My name is Mike King.
Some of the tribute artists seem born to be in the biz.
My mother is a bona fide Elvis fanatic, and nothing would soothe her more that when I was born, my middle name be Aaron.
Others inherited the bug.
My grandmother was a big fan of Elvis, and I started at an early age trying to imitate Elvis to entertain her.
I was raised up on Elvis's music, and it was always my dream to perform on stage.
When I was 6 years old, my grandmother came home with a tailor-made jumpsuit, and I wore it for 2 weeks straight. It was crazy.
My mom took me to see him when I was 13, and I was just totally blown away. I just started becoming an Elvis fan. Not only that, before that, I was such an emotional kid. I was taken from my real family. My sisters were separated, things like that. So I was really just a hurt, confused kid, and I just thought Elvis was so cool. It would just be cool to... I know some people may think that's weird, but I was in my room and I loved to just listen to him. I loved to watch him. I just like to see how people reacted to him, because he really did have an effect on me. I hate to say it, and I wouldn't want anybody to ever do it, but I was literally to the point of suicide even at that early age. I mean, but when the Elvis thing came in, it's just like I had a best friend. And I can remember coming home, I was 16, and my grandma said, honey, she said, Elvis died today. And I said, what? And she said, Elvis passed away. And I said, there ain't no way. I felt like I lost a brother, a family member. It was so just devastating to me. And that night I cried for hours in my bed. I can remember laying there. And I just said, you know, God, I said, if I could just sing like Elvis someday, I think that would just be the coolest thing.
These days, Eric Hawes gets to fulfill his childhood fantasy in grand fashion. And so does Billy Lindsay.
My dad was a fanatic, and we watched all the Elvis movies, and to me, he was my superhero.
Needless to say, Elvis became a big part of Billy's life and his house.
I guess I had told my mother that I'm going to sing like that one day. I don't remember saying it, but it was like, okay, here we are.
In fact, it was Elvis who inspired Bill to get into the music business.
I've been playing music since I was in 4th grade.
Every time we're walking down the street, every time you're walking next to me, every time people see you and me, girl, you know that my heart, it always keeps a beat.
I worked with bands for over 30 years, and when I started doing a single act, I just kind of incorporated the Elvis show in just to break up some time in the show, and it went from 20 minutes now to hour and a half shows, and just very fortunate to be able to do it. My passion has been music, so to me the Elvis Presley thing was like just icing on the cake.
Portraying Elvis became such an obsession for Bill, he turned his act into a career.
This has become a full-time job for me now. I work, actually this week I had 6 shows besides doing the contest.
Oh, and he's not the only one.
I usually travel all over the United States.
I'm probably traveling about 30 weekends a year now.
I'm booked all the way up to December. This is February.
I actually did 22 shows this month.
Well, it's not just a job, because a job you can quit.
If you go in any city in America, I guarantee there's some Elvis impersonator working birthday parties, and I mean, you can make a pretty good living at it.
If you had told me in 1983 I'd be doing it for a living, I'd have said you were out of your head, but I can't see me doing anything else.
This is full time for me, but if I had to do Elvis alone, I'd starve to death. Meaning that there's so many people out there doing it, and you're all vying for the same job.
You want to know how in demand these guys are? Well, it's estimated that there are over 40,000 people performing as Elvis, which begs the question, why?
Why? If you have to ask that question, you're not an Elvis fan.
People ask me, why do you want to be an Elvis impersonator? Well, it sucks being Steve, all right?
He's a living legend. And he's a great guy to emulate. You don't see a Jimmy Buffett review. Bald-headed guys going out for it.
As long as the king is in demand, these guys will keep suiting up.
I also do a Wayne Newton tribute. I don't get very many calls for Wayne Newton.
We produce another show of impersonators. Tina Turner, Jerry Lee Lewis, even a Wayne Newton impersonator, believe it or not. He's not even dead yet. And we find that Elvis can capture more media, more attendance, more excitement than all of those other people put together.
There's more people impersonating Elvis than any other artist out there. People, they can't get enough of it.